I had a great reading month in May. And I hope you did too. I hope if you're watching this that you had a good reading month in May of 2026. And you read some bangin' books. Because I did. I read 8 bangin' books. This isn't all of them. But these are the ones I have on hand. And now I'm gonna, obviously, tell you about them in extensive detail. So welcome to Book Yaps with Ash. Sit tight, get a drink, water, coffee, tea, alcohol, THC beverage, whatever you want, man. Get that and hold on. Is it recording? It is. Book Yaps with Ash. Yeah, get whatever. Watch the video. Okay, so like I said, I read a lot of books in May. One that I started before May. Yeah. But yeah, it was a great month. It's sunny. It's nice. It's nice reading weather. I finished the show I was watching, multiple of them, so I had more time to read. I wasn't shackled to the television like I was in previous months. I was watching The Pit. And then that one show, Something Bad's Gonna Happen. Watch those 2 shows. Now I'm not really watching a show, so I'm reading a lot because it's nice out. Anyways, read 8 books in May, and it was a great month. Like, I really didn't have any misses. Honestly, my least favorite book of the month is it's surprising to me. Maybe it's not surprising to anybody else, but I think it's just a really good stack of books. So let's get the hell into it. So, first book I read in May. This came out at the end of April, I think. I don't know. Came out this year, recently. I bought it the day it did come out, and that is TJ Klune's newest book, We Burned So Bright. This is a little guy. Finished this in like 1 day or 2 days or something like that. Really small book. This is a sad book, so if you're looking for cozy hopecore from House in the Cerulean Sea, you are not going to get that, because in this book, the world is ending. Everybody in this book knows that the world is ending. There is a black hole coming for the solar system. It's already taken some of the planets, and it's coming for Earth, and Earth's going to get swallowed up. So, we're in post-apocalypse land. There's no jobs. Nobody's working. Everyone's just preparing for the world to end, and we follow an old gay couple, Dawn. What are their names? I forgot their names. Dawn and Rodney, I got it right. As they are on this like road trip to fulfill a promise to someone. And that's all I'll tell you about it. Because you will find out through the book who the promise is for, what that's all about. They meet some people along the way. There's a really, really dark scene with someone they meet along the way that shows you, how people may react in a world-ending situation. They meet other people and they tell their story, how they've lived through the AIDS crisis as old gay men, what they've went through to live the life that they live, and who they are as a couple, as people. And it's a little book, but it packed a lot into it. They're great characters. It is a sad story. It is a dark story, but I really loved it. I immediately finished it and was like, wow, I can't wait to reread this book again, because I found it to be really special. And there is a storyline in it that I won't speak to, that I honestly didn't expect from it. And what I will say is, if you read this book and you finish this book, read the acknowledgments, because TJ talks about why he has chosen to write about that topic, why it means something to him, and that just made the book honestly even better for me. So that is We Burn So Bright by TJ Klune. One of my favorites of the year so far, actually. So, good start to the month, right? The next book I read was The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And I actually almost didn't finish this book. I got maybe 25-30% in and was like, kind of like nothing is happening, and I'm just upset a little bit. And but I did finish it. The Great Alone is about a family of 3, mom, a teenage daughter, and the dad. The dad is a prisoner of war survivor from Vietnam. He has not been the same since going to Vietnam, obviously, and he inherits a cabin and land in Alaska from someone he served with who did not make it. And so they moved to Alaska with no knowledge of how to live in Alaska. And they quickly learn what that is like. And so not only are they dealing with the harsh realities of Alaska and Alaskan winters, they're also dealing with the harsh realities of PTSD in a man who doesn't have the support he needs, doesn't have an outlet. It's all quite scary. I feel like this book kind of closed my need to read Kristen Hanna for a while. I will probably read her again. I don't know if it's because the sun's been out longer. I just don't want to be sad anymore. And this book made me sad for most of it. It's just classic Kristen Hanna. Sad after sad after sad after devastating. Honestly, the ending, it was good. There were some happy moments. There were some silver linings. There were some things that I actually didn't expect that happened that were good. It was a good book overall. Honestly, I think probably my least favorite out of the three I've read so far. The Nightingale, The Women, and this one. And yeah, I mean, if you like Kristen Hanna, you might like it. If you like sad books, you'll probably like it. I'd probably hold off until the fall, winter, personally, before hitting that another sad book again. But you do you, pal. That's what I would do. But you do you, pal. So that's Great Alone. Also, I made this sticky note because I borrowed it from the library. I don't have it now, so I needed to remember that I read it. So I got that. Okay, next one. Now this one, I started it end of March. Okay, finished it mid-May. Chunky baby. Also did this on audiobook. Under the Dome by Stephen King. I've reread this book. I originally read it in 2021 or 2020, can't remember. Remember loving it. Honestly, I didn't remember that much about it. I thought I did. Didn't. Did remember the ending, though. For the most part, or the reason the dome was there. I did remember that. This, obviously, is a book about a dome falling on a town and what happens when they're cut off from society, and what the people who crave power do, and what the people who don't crave power do, and just want to survive and help each other out. I would recommend this book to anybody who likes Stephen King, for one. If you don't like Stephen King, you're not sure if you like Stephen King, if you like characters, this is a character-driven story, despite it being a pretty big plot element of the dome falling down. The dome isn't really a big part of the book, to be honest. It is. It's holding everybody in there, but this is a story about what the characters do when they are put in this situation of the dome coming down. When there's no laws. Whatever. It's chaotic. There's a lot of people to follow in this book. There's actually a character list at the beginning of the print copy, as well as a map of the town, which is quite fun. But there's a page and 3 pages of characters that you will know. So if you like that, you'll like Under the Dome. If you like chaos, you'll like Under the Dome. If you like the journey versus the destination, you will like Under the Dome. If there's a lot of people who don't like the ending of this book, who say it sucks, whatever, it's his worst ending. Stephen King can't write endings. It's not about the ending. This is a 1,000-page book. It's not about the ending. It's about what happens. So that's all I'll say about that. It's great. I loved it the second time around. I'd probably read it again. It's just fun, crazy story, exciting, engaging, hard to put down. I was doing a read-along. I said, screw this. I'm not waiting for y'all to catch up to me or doing this weekly thing. I'm just going to keep going with it because it's fun. So that's Under the Dome. Are there some very fucked up elements in this book? Yes. Does the dog die in this book? Warn you right now. There is assault of many versions in this book. So if you don't like those kinds of things, don't read Stephen King at all. That's my advice to you. If you're fine with it, if you've read Stephen King, I recommend this. This is great. This is one of my favorite books by him, I would say. That's that. Okay. Next, I got more sticky notes. The Manor House by Gilly Macmillan. Another book that I almost DNF'd, okay? And this is a thriller. It is about two couples, really, who live in this estate, these large houses. The main couple, have come into a sum of money because they won the lottery. They bought this house, built this big house, whatever. And the husband dies. And so the book is about figuring out how he dies. Was he murdered? Did he just die? What happened? This book has many, many, many POVs, like 7 or something, 6 or 7 POVs in it. So the first third, it feels like it takes a long time for the story to pick up because you're getting it in chunks. Like if it was just one POV, everything would happen really quick within like 3 chapters and you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So it's almost like a slow burn thriller at first because you're getting a puzzle piece from Nicole and then you don't hear from Nicole for a bit. And then you're getting a puzzle piece from Sasha, I think, and then you don't hear from her for a bit. So that almost had me not finishing the book. I'm glad I did, though. It did come together. There was a couple twists. It's a thriller. It's fun, right? You know, we're not here to critically think. We're not here to give away literary prizes. This is a thriller. We're here to have fun and be bamboozled. So, yeah, I thought that was good. I used my wheel of thrillers, my wheel of unread thrillers, to pick that book for me. So I knew nothing about it going into it, which I recommend with thrillers. You want to go in completely blind. You don't want to know anything about what this book's about. And I've just told you some of it. So sorry. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Not the best thriller I've ever read, not the worst. So if you like multiple POVs, if you like the setting of like a desert rich home area, if you like unreliable narrators, you probably like that one. All right? So keep that in mind. The next one that I read, great book, The Caretaker. I loved We Used to Live Here by this guy. Fucking messed with my head. I had dreams about this book. So The Caretaker kind of exists in the same universe, but also you don't need to have read We Used to Live Here to enjoy and read The Caretaker. But The Caretaker follows Macy, who has essentially found a Craigslist job posting to be a caretaker of, she thinks, a old sickly man, but turns out to actually just be the home. And she is broke. Her dad has died. She can't keep a job. Her sister can't keep a job. She needs the money. It's offering a lot of money, so she takes it, and the house fucks with her, and it's awesome. It's like rules-based horror, so she has to like follow the rights in order for nothing bad to happen. Does she follow them? You find out if you read the book. It was creepy. There was some real creepy stuff. I did not read the audiobook, but Storm read the audiobook and said it was right creepy. So if you like audiobooks, I've heard that's a good one to do. And yeah, just like great modern horror, but with like a bit of nostalgia to it, a bit of like old technologies as part of it. And just a dreadful ending. Like in the best way, though. So, Caretaker. Love that book. Next, I also reread The Song of Achilles with the Your Cool Books Rule book club. Jeez. I read this book in 2021, I think. Apparently, it's in my Goodreads /Storygraph that I read it. I remember reading it. Didn't remember anything about it. Didn't even remember the ending of this book. And if you know the ending of this book, that's something you should probably remember. I didn't. So anyways, that made the second time around really great. I also listened to the audiobook the second time around, and it was just beautiful to listen to, if I'm honest. Like, the narration is just so like honey butter. Because the writing in this book is so lyrical in a way where it's still like digestible and you don't feel like you're necessarily reading poetry, but it is like just beautiful writing. And I feel like the audiobook brought that to life more for me in a way that maybe eyeballing this wouldn't have. But it was just like, it just was comforting to read. One thing I'll say about this, if you don't know what Song of Achilles is about, it is about Achilles, but it is told from the perspective of Patroclus, who is Achilles' companion, I guess. I don't know the lore, the Greek, the actual story of it. But in this story, they become friends as children. Then they become lovers.
Lovers? No, that's gross.
There's some yearning in the first half of this book, some exploration. you know? And it's just beautiful. These two boys getting to know each other. And then they go off to the Trojan War. And the whole thing is that there's a prophecy that Achilles will die if he goes to the war, but he will live as long as someone named Hector also lives. So that's kind of, I think that's what the whole story was based off of, is this prophecy. And so the first half of this book follows the boys as kids before the war, maybe the first third of the book. And then after that, it is when they were in the Trojan War for 10 years. And I have to say the first half of the book is much stronger than the second half. Achilles, sucks. Which is fine. We can't have all perfect characters, but he really sucks, and you feel for Patroclus in the second half, but he loves Achilles. This is a beautiful book. I really recommend it. I really recommend the audiobook. It is calming and flowy and warm, but also devastating. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm really glad I reread this. I feel like I appreciate it a lot more now than I did when I first read it. And maybe that's because I've aged. I don't know. Next, Remarkably Bright Creatures. So, the movie just came out for this one. It was pretty popular when this book came out a couple years ago. 4 years ago? Damn. Time goes by so fast. Okay. So I wanted to read this and watch the movie. I also, before I hit a third of the way in, I was like, what is this book about? So I'll warn you about that. But anyways, if you don't know, this book is it follows a couple of characters, namely Tova, who is an old woman. Her husband has died. Her son is gone. Yeah, she doesn't have any real family left, but she spends her time with her friends and cleaning the aquarium at night. That's her job. There's also a few chapters throughout the book from the perspective of Marcellus, the octopus, who is smarter than we think. He's remarkably bright, you could say. And he understands people, he understands words, he understands body language and patterns and more than you would think. And so we get his perspective a little bit, but it's not as much as I kind of thought that you would get, having heard about this book. But he's a great character too. And then there's also Cameron, and Cameron is lost in life. He also doesn't have much family. He was abandoned by his mom. He doesn't know who his dad is, and he's on the search because he thinks he knows who his dad is now, and he thinks his dad is rich and owes him a lot of money. So he's on the hunt for his dad. And eventually these worlds collide, basically. And we see the results of that. And so, the first third of the book is that story really being told. And then after that, it really starts picking up. You see why these two characters become connected. If you like stories of found family, unlikely friendship, hope, those kinds of things, this is a lovely, lovely story, really. I really enjoyed it once I got into it. And honestly, I really enjoyed the movie as well. I thought the movie really sped up that first third of the book, which makes sense. Movies can't tell all of the story on screen. There's not enough time. There were some changes that it made to the story that I thought made a lot of sense. And I thought the setting was beautiful. It's set in Washington, north of Seattle, I think. And it's just this beautiful waterfront town that I just want to go to there and live there. Except I'm not living in the U.S. No. No, can't do that. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I thought this was really great. Just lovely. Honestly, just lovely. Just a lovely little book. Lastly, I read this little romance moment. I'll have what he's having. Which is about two men who like men. Happy Pride. And we're first introduced to Farazan, I think. And he actually just got dumped. He's unlucky in love. He is the oldest child of his Persian immigrant family. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. He thinks that his family sees him as a failure. He doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He's 37. We meet him, and then we meet David, he's very driven. He's working right now to train to become a sommelier, master of wine, And he's got goals. We're based right now in Kansas City. David wants to pass his test and really not focus on anything else in the meantime, not have friends, not do anything, just study for the test. And then get the hell out of Dodge, really. Go to New York, go to LA, go to somewhere where he can make a lot of money, buy his mom a home, be a successful sommelier. And these two meet and they have immediate amazing chemistry and immediate amazing sex, like really early on, guys, just so you know. But the thing is, they can't be anything because David wants to leave and Farazan wants to stay. And so maybe they try friends with benefits. Maybe they try situationship. I don't know. You'd have to read the book to find out. What I will say is, personally, I actually liked the food descriptions in this book, the wine descriptions. I don't even drink wine, but the wine descriptions, the community, the friendship, the family aspects, a bit better than the actual romance of it all. But that's okay, because it was still great to read, and honestly, a lot of romances are predictable anyways. You know what's going to happen. Yeah, I thought this was great. I really enjoyed it. Something about the sun being out makes me want to read a fluffy little gay romance. So I don't know if you can relate to that. But, yeah, I liked this a lot. And I will warn you, there's a third act breakup. So if you hate those, I just always expect there to be one. And then it happens and I'm like, come on, guys, honestly. And then it all works out in the end, right? Of course, right? So anyways, it was a good book. I like it. I recommend it. Fluffy little, cutie little romance moment. Happy Pride. So that was it. Those are the books I read in May. Let me know if you've read any of those books, if you liked them, if you didn't like them. What was your favorite book you read in May? Did you have a good month? Did you read anything? Did you not read anything? That's okay too. I'm sure you're doing other stuff. You're doing your best. Me too. Sure am doing my best. And thanks for watching Books Yap. Yeah. Thanks.